everything was going fine until 2020 happened. हम लोग चल रहे थे, दौड़ रहे थे, उड़ रहे थे, सब कुछ कर रहे थे, बट उसके बाद हो गया 2020, सब थम गया और अचानक से बहुत सारा वक्त था. अब वक्त था तो वक्त में किया क्या जाए, समझ नहीं आ रहा था, समझ नहीं आ रहा था. एंड देन some of us started writing. We started writing about the stories we love. We started writing about what we are passionate about. We started writing about a lot of things. And that is when 2020 became magical for all of us. And today we are here to talk about that magic and see how we can actually get out of our diaries to publish our work as magic and transfer that magic to the entire world. So our first panelist today is none other than Durjoy Datta. The second panelist for today is Rafa Dalvi. The third panelist for today is Sudha Nair. The fourth panelist with us today is Vaishali Agarwal. Firstly, it's very, very, very difficult to think that, okay, we have an idea and now we want to write. That particular idea to actually start writing about something that we are very convinced with is very difficult. But once we start writing, we actually get into the flow and we are so involved in the characters, the context, that we actually love the writing process. We are so ambitious about writing in the beginning. So one of the major challenges that I think is the patience and faith that is required to actually finish what we have started, completing a book. Because midway we have self doubts, we are so scared. Okay, is it worth reading? Is it worth writing about? Is it something that is actually making sense, or is it just all in our minds? So it's very difficult to have the faith and patience to finish what we have started when it comes to writing a book. So what's your take in that? How do you think a writer can pass that test? Let's start with Durjoy. What's your take on it?
Okay, so I have always considered myself as a writer who might not write very good books, but I'm a writer who finishes writing his books. So over the past, I don't know, 10, 12 years, I've written around 20 books. So I know a thing about or two about finishing what I start. So, and I think a lot of it has come from the fact that I've done my engineering and my MBA, where everything becomes a sort of a examination. You know, you have to, once you have started something, you have to finish it and you have to do reasonably well. So I think the discipline comes from that. And I also believe that getting an idea to write something is the easiest part. You know, everyone that you meet
Right.
will say that I have an idea for a great book. And it's true. I mean, you can get an idea, you can get 100 ideas a day. It is, the problem is how do you execute that? Firstly, whatever idea you have, uh, there is 100% possibility that there are at least a dozen books on the exact same idea.
True.
So when I get an idea, for the first few minutes, I'm very excited, thinking that, oh, I've just cracked it. It's going to be extremely brilliant. It's a high concept idea. And then I start going on Google, Goodreads or Amazon and try to see if someone else has written it. And I find that not only many people have written it, but there are bestsellers written on the same topic. So my process starts from there, where I find books on similar themes, then I read them, and then I'm like, okay, so the idea is the same, but I mean, see, for a writer, you also have to be a little bit arrogant, thinking that I can do a better job than anyone else. And that's why you become a writer. That's why you think that, okay, everyone else is writing, but I'm better, and that's why you should read my book. So I think my process starts from there, that okay, now I believe that I have an idea. Other multi-million best-selling writers might have written it, but I will do a little bit better. So that is where it starts from. And so as you said, that I start from that base of arrogance and confidence, but I think it's the discipline that gets me to the end. Because you can never, as a writer, you can never have the confidence that whatever I'm doing is brilliant. You might start off like that, but you will lose your confidence very, very.
Midway.
That's why what writers do is they will write a chapter, go back to it. Next day they'll write a chapter, go back to the chapter that they wrote 2 days ago. And you never. It's like walking 2 steps ahead and then walking 3 steps back. So you will only move forward if you have the discipline. If you think that, okay, I just have to get to the last word, I just have to write the end. Like,
Right.
what happens is my last 10 chapters are just 2 lines. They're 2 lines each because I just want to write the end and start over again. So I think discipline is is very underrated. I mean, if you, I mean, any writer should read this book called On Writing by Stephen King. It is an absolute must read, and it keeps on harping on the fact that you have to write every day and you have to set deadlines.
Very true. This is something that even I have practiced writing every day, because writing is a passion, but every passion needs to be complemented with discipline, because that is when you become successful in what you do. और मेरे साथ तो ऐसा होता है कि I think, oh my god, this is a great idea, we should write about it, and बीच में I don't know, what I started with is not what I end with. It's like a journey, it's in itself. So Sudha, when you started writing your first book, how was the experience like? Did you face all of these challenges? And what's your take on the discipline that is required to finish what you have started?
So when I started my writing my first book, I had already written some short stories. So that was the first big project that I had taken on, to write the entire book. So you can imagine how daunting it was and how worried I was about writing it. So it took me about a year. And I'm not saying this because, of course, it was my first book, but I've seen that over the years, those self doubts keep coming. I mean, especially when you start. Like, you're wondering if you're getting the story right, you're wondering if you're getting the sentences right, down to the word level. You're thinking कि ये ठीक है कि नहीं है, and you keep going into that loop where you're so worried you can't get beyond the first chapter. Or like, some people will wait for the right time to write. Like, let's finish this wedding that's coming up, then I'll sit and write. Or, let me set everything in the house, then I'll sit and write. So you need to have some time set aside for writing. And usually a little bit of time every day is good for starters, especially if you have never sat down to write before. That butt in chair concept, where you actually sit down and say, I'm going to write today. So many people are in love with the concept of, I would have liked to write, or I would like to be a writer someday, but it never happens unless you actually sit down.
So one of the points that you mentioned was that we like the idea of being an author, flying a plane, but we don't want to be the writing person. We want to be successful, but we don't want to go on the journey of success. So Rafa, how was like, you might have also had these thoughts of, am I good? Is it working out well enough, or should I do this? How did you conquer all of it?
Well, so I've been writing since 2010, and I'll tell you the process that I follow now. So whenever I face writer's block, what I do is, I keep reading. Like Durjoy said, what you're writing, we tend to see a competition, read the competition. I read that, I keep writing, and even if I stop, I still, start again. Because I believe that, writing anything is better than nothing, so you have to do that. So my process right now is, so I'm not a full-time writer. I write only during weekends. So my thing is that, I need to write at least 500 words a day. And I try to, because if I don't do that, I might lose focus or flow, or most importantly, the connection with my characters. So I usually wake up early and, write 500 words. And usually we need to figure out what time it is. For some, writing at night when everyone has slept, that is a good writing moment. For others, it might be waking up early. So for me, it's waking up early. I also try to, connect with other writers and, figure out what works for them. So basically, this is what actually is my process. But what usually happens is, when I'm sitting in front of the in front of my draft and it's empty, and sometimes, an hour goes by and, I've written nothing. But I don't think that's, I'm wasting my time, because, you need to build your story, you need to build a premise, you need to have those insights that you have to give to your characters. You have to ensure that your characters, they reach different events or action points, which is also interesting to the readers. So all this happens when you're actually thinking, not just writing. So even if you're not writing something, even if you're still thinking about the story, I think that helps. Ultimately it all
Right.
boils down to ensuring that your story is smooth, and you have enough bullet points, like cues, progression in the story. All that happens only if you think properly. So even if you're not writing, I don't think that's that big a problem, as long as you're thinking about it. So
Yeah,
that's
because
important.
I think writing is not about typing out those words or writing those words. It's the entire process, developing characters in mind. Writing is a process, even if you're not writing something. So yeah. So my next question is to Durjoy. So as a successful writer, there are people who read your books. There are you have a huge fan base. People resonate with your characters. People love what you write. People find their best times reading your books, and they wait for the next characters or the next stories that are going to come up. So what do you think is in your stories that works for people or that works in general? And what is it that appeals to your reading community so much that they just wait for your books?
I wish I had an answer to that, because I think my books have changed drastically over the years. And I think it was, I think my sixth or my seventh book, I wrote this horrendous book called You Were My Crush Till You Said You Love Me. I wrote this book primarily thinking that now I know what my readers want. And I picked out elements from all my earlier books and tried to construct a story that would like hit the right spots. So I was essentially trying to create a bestseller. I just knew that okay, these are the things that have worked for me, and so I'm going to write this and it's going to sell like 1 million copies. And it didn't happen. It's one of my worst books. So after the failure of that book, I sort of stopped trying to discern that what works and what doesn't work, because I mean you can't really say what people like about your books. Instead, what I do is I consider myself a reader first and then a writer. So I just write the kind of books that I would want to read. So always look at it that am I writing a book that I'm really excited about? If I'm excited about my book, then I will find different ways to tell a good story. For me now, it's also very hard for me to uh, think of the audience at every step of the way. For me, the audience are thousands of Durjoys reading the book. So am I liking the book if I were a huge monolithic mass rather than one single person? So I do not have a coherent answer to that. But of course, every time I'm writing the book, I'm thinking that okay, whoever reads it, is it an interesting story to read? That is the only thing that's going in my mind.
And one of the lines that I liked was, there are thousands of Durjoys reading that book, because we all are same. Like when you're writing about yourself or when you're writing, there is an element of you to it, because everybody is same. So that is what resonates if you talk about yourself. Um, my next question is to you, Sudha. Um, Wedding Tamasha was a hit. You won the contest. Oh my God, feels like a dream. But if you were in the jury, okay, and you had to evaluate the Wedding Tamasha, what do you think worked in the novel? What were the best parts of the novel, that, according to you, evaluating your own book?
My God, I hope my book never comes to me because I wouldn't be able to evaluate my own book at all. You know how bad we are at looking at our own stuff, how critical we get when we look at our own writing. And every day it's a struggle thinking, how have I written the perfect sentence, or have I made the perfect plot? So I'm so glad I wasn't taking Wedding Tamasha under my wing. But uh, other than that, I mean, if I'm not tooting my own horn, I think it had some wonderful characters. I think it had drama and suspense and a little bit of everything, some romance in it. Like I got some readers telling me that it was a light, fun-filled book with a dash of drama, romance, suspense, all in one. And apart from that, I think my books. If I'm not you know pushing my own book up, but it's sort of an immersive experience. There's a lot of visual visuals that you get when you read the scene, especially Wedding Tamasha. The book had at least the first 20% was in the US. So how this girl is, running away from an abusive husband. And even when she was running away from an abusive husband, the book is really fun and light. So there's no dark elements, there's no heavy elements in the book. It was just fun, all the adventures that she gets up to come back and, come back to India. So those are the things I think that people related to, and they really liked the story. Other than that, I don't, I don't know how to say anything about what really worked. But this is what the readers said. It got them hooked, and they couldn't stop reading. So I'm happy to hear that.
Moderators like me have to be flattering because the writers are so modest. It was just a normal book. But
Yeah, it was.
but I'm sure it was much more than amazing, because I can't imagine the number of entries they would get for pen to publish contest, and you won, so it would be like the best. My next question is to you, Rafa. Okay, the idea is, sometimes we actually write because we are passionate about writing, but we also write because we want people to read. So we basically take inspiration. We try to write relatable stories, something that people can understand too, if not relatable. So what do you think appeals to your reading community? What is that in your writing that your reading community also resonate to?
Um, so I think a story basically has an introduction, a conflict, and a resolution. And my stories usually has all this, in 140 characters. So in micro tales. So, and right now the generation is such that they have a low attention span. So I'm able to actually hit that, what they need, and what I'm able to provide, that actually kind of resonates with them. So I think that is primarily the reason why my audience connects with me. I prefer writing thrillers, and some stories with a twist. But I don't think that the Indian readers as such, they prefer romance more than thrillers. Like, if you see the usual generation, so we have to cater to the audience. So I think that is what the readers want.
I think everything, may it be thriller or may it be anything, everything is a love story. You're fighting for something, you're fighting for love. So everything is romance. And everybody loves romance. So yes, you were right. Um, but again, writing, I think, is one thing. It's great to write in a diary or publish it online when people are reading it. Everything is difficult, has a journey of its own, but yet is a part. When it comes to self publishing or publishing for say, it's very difficult. हम हाथ कांपने लग जाते हैं, we are not good enough, क्या हो गया, ऐसे नहीं होगा, we are not made for this. All of these thoughts come to us, and publishing is something that tells us that okay, our work is something that needs to be put out to the world in a different way. So how was your publishing journey like?
Like, initially my journey started with being part of anthologies. I think this was 5 years ago, when everyone there were a lot of anthologies coming up. There would be contest. Each and every publisher would come up with some contest about some genre, be it historical fiction or romance anthologies. And I actually ended up being a part of, I think, 8 or 9 anthologies.
Oh.
And that is when I realized, what, anthologies is fine, but it's always good to have your own brand. So I wrote a collection of short stories which has both microfiction and flash fiction short stories. I reached out to a lot of publishers, but I received a lot of rejections as well in a span of 6 months. And some of them subtly, they mentioned that there was no market for microfiction, and I should just focus on writing long form, short stories or novels. That is when I spoke to few of my friends that already used KDP. Few writers, they were quite vocal about its ease and use of. There was transparency of sales. Also, there's a concept called as vanity publisher, wherein there's a publisher, you pay the publisher, and he'll just publish whatever you've given him. He doesn't even bother to edit it. So I didn't want to do that. And also, if you see, writers like Amish or Ashwin Sanghi, or even one of the biggest uh, horror writers in India, they've all, self-published their book, and that is when they became well-known names. So I was quite confident, maybe self-publish is the way to go about it. So after much research, talking to different authors, reading their testimonials, I realized, I zeroed in on KDP as the best option. I took a leap of faith and I submitted my manuscript. And guess what? Within 72 hours, I received a mail that, your book has been published. And imagine, I've been
Wow.
receiving rejection mails till then. And then I received this mail. So it was like, great.
I think when
Yeah.
we have a little success in what we are doing, we become more passionate about it, more ambitious about it, and more dedicated towards it. And when we have, I think publishing is a certain kind of success for all of us when it comes to writing. Having your own published book or being published anywhere, it's like a short success that drives us to write better and more. And with self-publishing coming in picture, it's something that just helps us get to the way, maybe a bit easy or in a more comfortable way, and most of us can actually get our own published books and make our dreams come true. So since we are talking about self-publishing here, Vishali, can you tell us more about the KDP contest, the Pen to Publish contest? Why and how should people participate in it? And what's the best part about it?
Oh, sure. Before I get into the contest, maybe I'll take a couple of minutes to just tell what KDP is, because I think Pen to Publish just one contest, but KDP, like as Rafa said, like that is a service, that's a website, kdp.amazon.com, which is there for the writers 24/7. So anytime, you want to, you have your manuscript ready, you want to write and publish it, you can just go upload, publish, and I think the details Rafa has shared, which I'm not gonna repeat because it is really fast, free, easy way. And you start getting royalties of up to 70%. Now coming to the Pen to Publish contest in particular. So this is our writing contest, which recognizes the literary excellence among the self-published writers. And this contest is open across 3 languages, English, Hindi, and Tamil. So not just like one language. And then guess what, to Rafa's point, like we have different formats out there. So there is a long format. So those who love to like the Joy or Sudha, right? So more than 10,000 words, 70,000, 80,000, whatever level you want, you can write in there and submit the stories there. And in case, that seems to be a big deal, then even if you can write, short story or poem or anything, any of your, work of love, which is between 2,000 to 10,000 words in any of these languages, that's the short format. And then, all the authors need to really do is write it and then publish it on kdp.amazon.com until 10th of March 2021. So because that's because we started the entry period from 10th of December. And they just need to ensure that the book has a search keyword Pen to Publish for, and then it's enrolled in KDP Select. It is made available on amazon.in. And to your question, why they should be participating, it is for some of the prizes that I think you also mentioned initially. So the long format contest winners will get cash prize up to 5 lakhs, and the short format will get like cash prize up to 50,000, and then mentoring by the stalwarts. And there's more to it, but yeah, those are the main things.
I think I took a long sigh because I am this one person, I can't write long format stories, and I was always scared कि मुझे भी लंबा लिखना पड़ेगा. I can't write a character for like 200 pages or 50 pages. I can't do that. But it's great that we can actually write in any format, short or long, and the entire process is so simple. And Durjoy की expression देख के लग रहा है, oh my god, काश मैं भी 2020 में होता and I would have started like this. What's your if you were in 2020 and you had to start like this, what do you think would be different?
I've always believed that, see how many big publishers are there in India really? 4 or 5, right? How many editors? Maybe 10, 20 maximum. I'm saying commercial fiction, not even 20. I'm giving you a very high number. Now 20 people can't decide what the rest of India will read in the commercial fiction zone. They can humanly not tell that this book is going to work or this book is not going to work. I'm sure everyone has read like huge bestsellers, and they have thought that, why is this book selling so much? So an editor can't humanly decide that, okay, whether this book is going to work or not. So if a writer gets rejected, what do I say? No sign that the book is not good. In all probability, the book is pretty good. It just fell through the cracks, and a lot of writers, like, they sort of give up thinking that I'm never going to get published. What KDP as a platform does is that there is 100% possibility that I will get published. There's 100% possibility that I will find readers. Another great thing that I like about KDP is that a lot of writers just write their first book, they don't get published, and they never write again. What I continuously tell people is, the minute you finish writing your first book, move on to your second book. Because writing the first book is easy. It's the second book that's difficult. And especially when you're a young writer, there's 100% chance that you're writing about yourself. It is the main character is you, or the person who's falling in love with the other character, that other character is you. That is always the easiest book to write. You know that character, you know the stories, you have the interesting incidents, you jam it in your first book, and then you're out of ideas. So this is what I say, that write the first book, finish it, getting published or not, just keep it out of your head. Start cracking on your second book. If you can write your second book, then you're a writer.
Now we are going, since सारे हमारे यहाँ पे panelist हैं, तो ऐसा जाने नहीं देते हैं. So you have the Q&A thing in the near the chat option. बहुत सारे questions already आ गए हैं. उनको पता था Q&A डाला है, तो question तो पूछने का मौका ही मिलेगा. So we have got so many questions. We are going to take the first question, which is by Jayashri. For some reason, people think that only those authors self-publish their work who have not been approved by big publishing houses. And this misconception has led to undermining and ignorance of a lot of brilliant works. What are your thoughts on the same? So, yeah, Vaishali, I think.
Over the last few years, globally as well as in India, we have seen several traditionally published authors also join KDP. And, top of my mind, the names are, likes of Vineet Bajpayee, Rashmi Bansal, Preeti Shenoy, and then, some authors like in Indic languages, like in Tamil, we have a bunch of, top writers like who have like 80 books published traditionally who have joined KDP. And then obviously the other way is also there, right? The people who start with self-publishing have gone to achieve big. Like recently, this one author, Anubhav Agarwal, like he published on KDP. He became super successful name. And then soon, the next thing we know is that one of the big publishers contacted him. So it's also a discovery. And I think in the end, self-publishing is just about giving a choice to the authors.
So
I would just like to mention a writer, Neil De Silva. He started his career with KDP in, I think, 2015. And right now, if you see his body of work, he's been published by Rupa, Hachette, Penguin, a lot of people. But he started his career with KDP.
Yeah, Vanika, I just want to add one thing here, right? So while obviously you talk about, like through KDP, people becoming famous and then getting discovered, I do know of several KDP authors who have, turned down some big contracts because the kind of control and freedom that they are able to get on their work, I think they value it way more than others.
So I think this is amazing because this opportunity actually drives me to think of, okay, चलो लिख सकते हैं, हम भी लिख सकते हैं, लिखते तो हैं ही, एक और बार लिख के देख सकते हैं. हो सकता है कि मेरी बेस्ट बुक ना हो सकता है हमारी बेस्ट बुक ना हो, but at least we can create art right now and improve it in future. Is there any rule कि हम एक ही लिखी हुई बुक को बार बार नहीं लिख सकते? Every time the perspective would be new. So let's just stop holding us back, trying for the first time or writing about the great idea we have and just actually get to it. Because it's rightly said, या तो हम बेस्ट अपॉर्चुनिटी का वेट कर सकते हैं या फिर हमारी जो ये अपॉर्चुनिटी है हम इसे ले सकते हैं. So amazing to talk to you. I was so excited about today and I now I know why, because the energy was so good and the way we talked about writing, oh my god, wow, it's great. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for coming in.
Thanks,
Thank
Anika.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Sudha.
Bye.
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 Bye, Rafa.